Everybody knows that the most important thing to consider when throwing a party is making sure that nobody engages in cannibalism. It happens more often than you think, which is why the developers who made Animal Crossing New Horizons carefully crafted a list of cooking DIY recipes that ensure that you do not use ingredients made from the 35 species that could take up residence on your island. That means no bacon cheeseburgers, no Peking duck, no takoyaki, despite what that guy's got going on. You are allowed to have seafood, but only fish and shellfish are permitted. Leave it to Animal Crossing to teach kids that fish are food, not friends. So where does that leave us if we want to create the perfect party snack for our Animal Crossing villagers? Well, we want something with meat to satisfy the alligators and the eagles. But the meat we choose has to be something that even the gorillas and the rabbits could tolerate. Something that's meat, but barely meat. And what about taste and texture? Do we choose something crispy or something melty and creamy? And we want something that could go with a dip. We want something that's fun to eat and that's going to be the talk of the table. But we need something fancier than a veggie tray or a charcuterie. But whatever we do, we can't make anything that will result in cannibalism. It's an Animal Crossing island, after all, not the Sierra Nevada mountains. What kind of chorus interrupts a monologue? Funky Kong? Oh my gosh, I'm honestly such a big fan. Golly, I have so many questions. How do you stay floating on that surfboard? Why'd they cut you from Mario Kart World? Will Jorts ever make a comeback? You're right as always, Funky Kong. Do you have any advice for what snack I should make? Crab Rangoon. I literally cannot argue against this. To make crab rangoons, you will need 8 ounces of cream cheese, some wonton wrappers, 3 green onions, a clove of garlic, a teaspoon of wash your hair sauce, some oil for frying, some optional sesame oil, and... what am I forgetting? Oh yeah! You'll also need to swim around your island and find some crabs. I found these Dungeness crabs at a special spot off the coast of my island I like to call my local grocery store. This recipe calls for 8 ounces or 225 grams of crab meat. Generally, if you use whole crab, you'll get 25% of the whole crab's weight in meat, so you'll need about 2 pounds or just under a kilo of whole crab. If you can't get real crab meat, you can just use 8 ounces of imitation crab meat, or as Mario Kart World calls it, Sidestepper. We're going to start by breaking down our Dungeness crab. If you're using Sidestepper instead or are a little squeamish, skip to the timestamp you see on the screen to jump right to the mixing. You've had your warning, okay? Ready? 3, 2, 1, get red-shelled. Let's start by removing the legs. Get your little fingies as close to the joint where the legs meet the body and twist until they pop right off. We're going to repeat that for all the legs as well as the claws, and we'll set those aside for now. Next, we'll remove this flappy bit in the back that's called the apron. Just flip it up and snap it right off. Now we'll flip the crab back so that they're right side up. From there, we can grab it by the back of the shell and lift the top part of the shell right off. As you break down the crab, make sure to keep all the shell bits and leftovers in a bowl so we can make them into a stock later. You'll want to keep everything except the gills, which can be kind of bitter, so we'll remove those and toss them. By the way, if you see any of this stuff that looks like Luigi after a hot shower, don't worry, he's fine. This stuff is called the mustard, and it's actually quite tasty if you stick it in your stock, so we'll save that in our bowl as well. Now, your lump crab meat is going to be hidden away in the main body, so we're going to just snap the rest of the shell in half to dig those bits out. If you have a seafood fork, this is what it's used for. If you don't, you can use a wooden skewer like I'm using here. Either way, you'll want to carefully remove all the chunks of meat from the body instead of smashing it with a mallet. Otherwise, you'll just get a bunch of tiny shell bits mixed in with your lump meat. And much like tacked on RPG mechanics in a dating sim, nobody wants that. Now let's move on to the legs and claws. Start by breaking down each limb at the joints to separate into pieces. Then, you can take the flat side of a kitchen knife to tap the shell until it cracks. Remove the shell pieces that can be immediately removed, and once you get a good piece of meat to grip, just wiggle and gently pull until it slips right out. Do this for all the remaining limbs. Now this is going to take some time, but it's definitely worth it, especially if you have something to listen to in the background. Like maybe a certain bow-tie wearing streamer who plays Nintendo and indie games on twitch.tv/WabbleFoods, the link to which can be found in the description of this video. Just a thought. Like and subscribe. Take your 8 ounces of crab or sidestepper meat and combine it in a mixing bowl with your cream cheese, WarioWare sauce, minced garlic, and sliced green onion. Mix until it's all the same consistency, like the way you ate ice cream as a kid. With your wonton wrappers and a small bowl of water at the ready, scoop a rounded teaspoon of the crab mixture onto a wonton wrapper. If you don't have any measuring spoons, you can always eyeball it with your Squirtle amiibo, because Squirtle's head is exactly 2 teaspoons in size. Just make sure that your scoops are a bit smaller than Squirtle's head. If you don't have Squirtle, you could always use Mario, or Ness, or Pikachu, or Donkey Kong, or Shiver, or Olimar if you don't include his helmet. Dip your fingers in the water bowl to wet the wonton wrapper. You'll want to create a diamond around the outside of the scoop of crab mixture. Then bring both sides of the wrapper to meet at the top of the scoop and repeat with the remaining sides. Try to squeeze out any air bubbles as you pinch the bottom of the wrapper up to the top. If you do it right, you should have 4 floppy bunny ears on the top that are perfect for getting those crispy edges and a grip for ripping and dipping. Now repeat with your remaining Rangoons. Heat 4 inches of oil in a large pot on medium heat until it reaches 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius. If you don't have a candy thermometer, you can always test your oil's temperature by dipping in a wooden skewer. When you dip it in and bubbles immediately start to form, you know you're good. Carefully drop in about 5 to 6 Rangoons at a time. When they're golden brown and crispy, they're ready to be scooped up and set on a drying rack, a few layers of paper towel, or both. Now, as I continue to fry these and let them cool, I just want to take a moment to thank everyone who continues to support what I do. Obviously, you've seen the title of the video and you know that the channel recently hit 1,000 subscribers. That is actually insane to me. There's over 1,000 of you out there that saw my silly little gaming clips and decided that you wanted to be a part of this journey with me. Whether you're a longtime fan who watched me try to blow up a kitchen... Yes! 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 Let it rain! Or whether you're new to the community because of Donkey Kong Bonanza or even this Crab Rangoon video, thank you. I started this channel because I wanted to make family-friendly gaming content, but what keeps me going is this amazing community filled with creatives and gremlins alike in the community Discord and on Twitch. It's those connections that make this adventure so fun and meaningful, so thank you to everyone who has been a part of it. That means you, by the way. Thank you. Now once they're cooled, top with some slices of green onion and serve with sweet chili dipping sauce. Now it's time to dig in and enjoy. First you rip, then you dip. Cheers, everyone. Oh my god. Oh, you know what? You know what? You should never doubt Funky Kong. These might just be the perfect party food. I'm not even kidding when I say that these are the best crab rangoons I've ever had in my life. If you're able to use real crab, I promise you won't regret it. If you make this recipe for a party, or even just yourself, be sure to like the video and share it with your favorite IRL Animal Crossing villagers. Yes, even the pigs and the rats. Thank you once again to everyone who helped this channel reach 1,000 subscribers. Be sure to subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you all in a future video or stream. Stay funky, my friends.